what is different from vector psychology and general psychology?
Okay, now vector psychology, it's quite new psychology that about 30 years ago was developed a little bit more in East Europe, in Russia actually. It was two Russian psychologists. They, based on Freud work, they created a system, they systemized it. So it's gonna be easier to diagnose psychosomatics and diagnose personality, the person's character. Now, general psychology at the moment, psychology, psychiatry, one of the biggest problems, they cannot diagnose. Without diagnose, I'm not sure how they try to help the person or treat it. You need first diagnose, because people are different. We just look the same, but we're all different. There's vector psychology explains why we're different, and also explains it's connected to evolution, metaphysics. It's all connected. Now, based on this vector psychology, I'm trying to create training which is going to be correlating vector psychology, but it's going to be also a little bit different that I'm trying to do. Because biggest, you can say, root of psychology and all the problems that people run into, depression and aggression, anything, even if it's physical problems, person health, like liver, heart attack, it's all connected to psychosomatics. It all starts from psychological problems first. And the root of psychological problems, it's fears. When you go to psychologists, they don't really talk about that too much. They trying to help you with effect. That, you know, when you have certain problem, they try to resolve it without diagnose and effect. It's first you need to solve the cause, the fear, which, for example, if person constantly scared, afraid to lose his job, and is gonna worry all the time, is gonna lead to muscle tensions, and then it's gonna start this anxiety, and then problem with its health, and then further and further. So the fear, if you cannot treat that fear, the other thing is not gonna work. So vector psychology, it covers partially that, and I'm gonna also do it a little bit different, but we're gonna dig deep into fears, because if you cannot get rid of the fears, nothing will help the person. Doesn't matter what kind of issues is running into, aggression, depression, it all starts first with the fear. For example, if you have some people that have some phobias, scared, you know, social phobias, other phobias. So it starts with the fear. Because of the phobia, they cannot connect to the people, and they break first rule of universe. It's exchange of energy. You have to exchange. If you don't exchange energy with other people, the universe will punish you. You know, the nature, you're gonna run into depressions and other issues. And a person can get sick, even can lead to suicide and everything else, because exchanging energy, it's connecting. Like, for example, you have cells in your body, like billions of cells. Same thing, billions of people. We actually built from the cells. So it's the same thing. If one of the cell only consumes energy and it doesn't exchange with others, it's cancer. That's how cancer develops. Same thing, person, when he doesn't exchange energy, you know, he try to avoid other people. He stays with cats, dogs, and all that stuff, flowers. He still needs to connect to other people, because that's first we exchange energy with people, then everything else, then pets, dogs and everything else. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if person, for example, sometimes you can hear that people don't want to visit psychologists. Now, in East Europe, for example, in Russia, psychology is pretty new. It's quite new. You can say recently it was actually banned after World War, after the revolution and all the Soviet Union. They banned psychology. You couldn't- Yeah, so it was only recently they really started going into deep. Now, Western, I mean, in the West, America, West Europe, Freud actually started with that, but after Freud, nobody really took it deeper. He started his work, but he passed away.